Hey everyone, welcome back to Union Base and Merry Christmas. We've got two stories that really capture the growing gap between workers and employers and how that divide is shaping the future of work. First, we'll dive into why so many employers say they are frustrated with the quality of Gen Z workers at the moment. They claim young professionals lack the skills or work ethic they're expecting. Then, we shift gears to look at the Starbucks and Amazon strikes, where employees are standing up for better pay and working conditions. Let's get it.
Now across the country, new college graduates are crossing the stage ready to take on the workforce. Or are they? A recent study found 3 in 4 companies are having issues with recent graduates whom they hired. Some of the reasons they listed: a lack of motivation, initiative, or professionalism, poor organizational and communication skills, and they experienced difficulty working as a team. CBS News Miami's Trish Christakis went to the FIU campus to hear from students.
Well, new graduates are receiving their degrees, and some of them also with jobs in their hand. Now, while this day is about celebrating accomplishment, it also comes with expectations. So we wanted to know how some of these new graduates feel about their work ethic being questioned.
Sometimes employers think that your group, your class, your generation does not know how to handle the workforce.
Inside this room at Florida International University's Student Academic Success Center, Clotilde Picard-Layer leads a session preparing students for life in the real world.
So I'm going to pretend that I'm the employer.
A world where more employers believe Gen Z, people born between the late 1990s and early 2010s, aren't prepared enough for the demands of the working world. The study by online educational magazine Intelligent.com found 65% of hiring managers found recent college graduates to be entitled. 63% believe they get offended too easily, and more than half think they lack work ethic. So we started by asking these graduating students how they define the term.
Like values of excellence, values of leadership, values of character.
Work ethic is the expectation that you hold on yourself as to how you deliver your work.
They expect flexibility, growth opportunity, and the resources to succeed. They also say there is no clock that can determine someone's work ethic.
I don't believe that working long hours or holidays makes you have more work ethic than others. It's rather than the results that you deliver to your employer and learning how to manage your own time.
I think that we shouldn't just be guided by our job and like our work, but we should be also guided on like, okay, what is my like life aspect?
For any place that you work for, having like people who are like who provide like a good value to your life, and they provide like a good environment where there's diversity, like you're comfortable.
And while they are focused on balance, 21% of hiring managers questioned by Intelligent.com say recent college graduates can't manage the workload.
Just go like, I quit, you know what? Or I'm taking the day.
But FIU Executive Director over Integrated Partnerships and Career Readiness, Ruth Pacheco, says she's not seen that in students at FIU.
They're driven, they are full of energy. They're looking for opportunity.
What she does see is students who ask a lot of questions, and she said sometimes that can be misunderstood.
I do see that our students in this generation does like to ask a lot of questions, and I think that sometimes that may be seen as some level of entitlement.
Pacheco says employers see a lot of enthusiasm at campus career fairs.
I see a student that's more intentional about understanding what are the values that employers have, which is something that we did not see before.
Pacheco also told us the idea that a younger generation doesn't work as hard as the previous one isn't a new perspective. She said successful employers are looking for ways to bring talent in through their pipelines, through internships, shadow programs, and workshop campuses. Now, she said that pays off for everyone in the long run. Reporting West Miami-Dade, I'm Trish Christakis, CBS News, Miami.
Do you think employers are raising legitimate concerns about the skill set of a new generation of workers, or do you think employers are out of touch? Comment below.
Well, the clock is ticking. We're running out of time. Millions of us trying to track orders, shipments to see if last-minute Christmas gifts will make it in time for the holiday. And it's also in light of the fact that Amazon drivers and warehouse workers in several cities are currently on strike. So a lot of people are saying, well, maybe my package won't come on time. I have to go to the store. I have to go to the mall. That cup of coffee that you drink to stay caffeinated while you're doing your shopping might also be a little bit tricky to get to at certain stores. I mean, let's not cause widespread panic. We did get our coffee this week, I know in some cities, but across 10 major cities, there is a strike going on with Starbucks. This major year-end push is all due to stalled or failed negotiations, which might make it a little challenging for some of us. News Nation's Nancy Lewis joining us now live from Los Angeles. Okay, so Nancy, yes, we want to take the strike seriously. Yes, there are some stores that are impacted, but not every store is impacted. What are you learning?
No, but we are at a store that is impacted, and for now, these talks are at an impasse. Upsizing the strike order means an action here at this Starbucks. This is right in the heart of Los Angeles, and of course, it's at the height of the holiday season. We're seeing customers coming and going because this Starbucks had to shut down. People have to leave without their caffeine. This is just one of dozens of job actions brewing across the country today.
No contract, no coffee! No contract, no coffee!
The Workers United Union represents about 10,000 Starbucks employees at more than 500 stores. Today, job actions have expanded to a total of 10 cities, though it impacts just a fraction of the well over 16,000 Starbucks locations around the country. The timing strategically hits during the busiest week of the year. Workers blame Starbucks for an impasse in talks, as the company blames workers for demanding wage increases that are unsustainable. Now, the Amazon action is bigger and includes similar claims of corporate greed that shortchanges employees. The union claims to have nearly 9,000 workers on strike across the country amid demands for higher pay and better conditions. Now, while the Amazon strike is ongoing, the job action against Starbucks is only expected to go until Christmas Eve, so it ends tomorrow. According to the union, actions, though, have shut down about 50 Starbucks around the country. Adrian, you can see they're getting a lot of support as people come by.
Yeah, apologizing, some of them apologizing for not being able to be there at the bar when customers come up for their latte. What can we expect in terms of this Amazon strike? I know there were some drivers who said they didn't think that people would be as impacted ahead of Christmas, but others may be saying we may notice.
Yeah, well, for Amazon customers, and there are a lot of them out there, logistics experts suspect that there'll be very minor impacts and delays, and this is in California, Georgia, Illinois, and New York. That's where all the job actions are taking place. But in a statement to News Nation, the online giant is telling us they expect no impact on operations, and they're being upfront on the site saying, don't expect this by Christmas, and they're giving delivery times. Adrian?
There you have it. Both Starbucks workers and Amazon workers want a union contract, and it comes down to what they can fight for at the table. You know, can they build a power outside of the bargaining table to convince the employer that they should get a fair contract? These are multi-billion-dollar corporations. They do have the reality of affordability to face. So both unions, the Teamsters and SEIU, representing Starbucks workers, or Starbucks Workers United actually, are going to need to figure out sort of financial projections of what they think the employer can afford. And they're going to have to put that into a contract. And the idea is to cover every single worker that works for each of these companies. Realistically, in the beginning of the Amazon campaign, I believe it was really carried by one person. It was very personality driven. But now that the union, the Amazon Workers Union, is connected to the Teamsters, they have much more likelihood of being successful in their organizing efforts. And then in terms of the Starbucks workers, initially you didn't hear them really even talking about a contract. So it's good to see some sort of realistic goals put forward. We'll keep up with this story and update you as things develop. If you enjoyed this video, please do us a favor and subscribe, like the video, and visit us at unionbase.com.